Hey there, you're watching Amitha Verma. A couple of weeks ago, I shared a project that I was working on with you where we are renovating the interiors of an apartment complex. So today I'm sharing with you the two concepts that we boiled it down to make over this apartment project. We were at a little bit of a crossroads because my husband, who is actually supervising and managing the project, really wanted to go deep down the grayscale and create this ultra modern vibe, which after some study didn't seem like the right fit for the project. The reason why I concluded that that particular color scheme may not be the right fit was because I started looking at the exteriors and seeing all of these beautiful golden and cream hues and a very sort of traditional farmhouse style of the property. But I could hear him, I could hear his desires, and so I decided to go back to the drawing board and come up with one or two options that fit the style of the property and then maybe also fit in with the grayscale that Bobby Neal was looking to bring into this property. So let's start with the first scheme. I took inspiration from the exterior to start honing down on the finishes. So you can see option number one here is very in line with the colors that you're seeing on the exteriors, on the stonework and the painting of the building. So we have these beautiful light colored wood style floors, a little bit of a grayish, we've got some gray, we've got some honey tones, and we've got a little bit of beige in here, and use this to be the grounding factor for the design in the units. Because the floor is such a large surface area in the unit, I knew this would be a great starting point to determine the color palette. My next recommendation was to look for a countertop that had some of those lighter hues that we wanted to see to get away from the dark tones that are currently in the property, but also blend beautifully with the tile that we're going to put down. So I opted for this really pretty creamy stone right here with little hints of brown and gray to tie in the exterior and the interior colors. Once I set this together, I was able to go into my paint deck and come up with a couple of options that I want to see in the unit. These are paint colors that we're going to put on the kitchen cabinets, on the walls, and I'm going to recommend to them on the doors and the trim as well. So it's a very monochromatic color palette. Now, if you like all of the things that you're seeing, head over to my website where you can grab a free downloadable workbook where I'm going to be sharing all of the materials that I'm using, the names of them, where you can get them, because although I'm sharing this on my husband's apartment project, these are beautiful colors that I use on multi-million-dollar home renovations all the way into his apartment projects and also throughout my shop. So I promise you, you're going to love looking at these colors for your own home. Now, the same is true for the next concept that I'm going to share with you. This concept was really driven by Neal's desire to see a little bit of gray in the interiors. I started with these wood floors that are very similar to option number one, but they have a little bit more of the gray in the overall color. Now that allowed me to pull this countertop material here, which is white with these beautiful gray and dark specks all throughout and tie in very beautifully. And then similarly, I opted for a couple of different paint colors that I wanted to see on the kitchen cabinets and then on the walls throughout the property. I say it, I swear by it, there's nothing more transformative than paint, which is why I love it, and I created one and I put my name on it. So I know it can be scary to think about repainting your whole home or your whole kitchen, but it is the best bang for your buck. So here you can see visually how we shared concept number one and concept number two with him and his team. But here's the twist. This is such a large scale project that we decided to do something that I often do when we're taking a big risk. I had Neal's team reach out to some of their clients, their customers, their tenants, and do a little bit of a poll and see which ones they preferred, because they're the ones who are actually going to be living in this space. Which one do you think his clients opted for? I'm going to keep you waiting until the end because I just want to share a couple of more wonderful points about this project with you. As we were putting this together, I was able to visualize a lot of how this was going to turn out, but my husband was not. So for that reason, we started putting these finishes together into a 3D visual presentation so we could see how this was going to turn out. By doing this process, we were able to see how this was going to look, how much this was going to cost, what the difference was, and which one we loved overall more than the other. So this saved us a lot of what I call design remorse, meaning when you put something in and you go, oh, that's not how I envisioned it. And one thing I really want you to take away from this episode is that, as you can see, this is not a huge renovation. We did a couple of simple updates by replacing or updating the flooring, changing the wall color and the paint color, and changing the countertops. And just these 3 things alone are gonna make this property feel brand new, as well as very warm and welcoming. So it doesn't have to be a huge renovation where you're moving walls and adding new windows to bring in light and all these kinds of things that we get carried away with. So I kept you waiting long enough. Which one did they choose? Well, they chose this concept right here. So the people who are living at this property, or their ideal customer or ideal client, is drawn to the colors of the building. They love the stonework, they love the paint colors, they love what they're seeing, and we're looking forward to seeing more of that on the inside. I really hope you enjoyed watching this process and coming along this design journey with myself and my husband and my team as well. If you did, you are in store for a treat, because we have a lot of amazing renovation and furnishing projects slated on our calendar for this year and next. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps me know that you love seeing this type of content. Then when you're done, hit the subscribe button or the follow button, and then make sure to click or ring the bell so you don't miss another one of our inspiring episodes. After that, I want you to head over to my blog, where especially this week, you can sign up to receive my free downloadable workbook, where I'm sharing all of these great selections and finishes with you, as well as our design newsletter filled with amazing design tips that's going to help you create your dream home. Till the next time we meet, keep using your amazing gifts, the gifts that God has blessed you with, to create heart in your home. In the space helps me, it helps me create this helped me as a starting point. Because the floor is such a large, what am I trying to say? Surface area.